Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find a link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Tonight, I am continuing the review series featuring Cottages and Cerberus. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this cozy role-playing game, where Monster Hunter meets Harvest Moon meets Animal Crossing, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time, we are going to talk about monster hunting. After character creation, the game usually starts with the game master or cottage master rather, prompting the party to discuss what they feel is missing from their cottage to make it cozier. In character, of course. The cottage master then selects a monster who can shed the materials needed to craft the project or who is guarding that material. If necessary, the cottage master may provide more guidance in selecting a monster and item. Once the party has made their choices, they move into hunt mode, where they track and encounter the chosen monster. This is the usual loop of the game. There is a purpose to hunting these beasts, and usually these monsters are expected to be like a menace, right? Otherwise, it's not that heroic, to put it in a way. But it is also expected that the player characters have an encyclopedic knowledge of the materials that they need and the monsters that they need to hunt in order to obtain such materials. However, here you have tips and advice on how you can modify this. You could dedicate part of the session to carry out research or finding more information about the different materials and the beasts that the adventurers need to hunt, that the hunters need to slay. So it's however you want to arrange things. The standard mode follows the tradition of Monster Hunter, of course. You determine the hunt, you know the materials that you need that are going to be shed or that are in the hideout of a particular monster or beast. It's the same thing here. So it all depends on what sort of experience you want when it comes to running a Cottage and Cerberus one-shot or campaign. Additionally, the game can also focus solely on the hunting aspect. In this type of adventure, there is a dangerous monster in the forest, and the characters are the only ones who can deal with it. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part, we are going to talk about character options. So it's all about how close you want to stick to the source material. If you want things to feel a bit more like Monster Hunter, definitely play it in the standard mode. The player characters already know the materials, what monster they need to hunt, etc. But you could also handle it with the characters exploring various sites first to figure out what materials they need. I think personally, as a preference, I like it more in the standard loop. You could always justify it as in the characters having perhaps not only the knowledge but perhaps the sources, the books, people that they know that can tell them about such materials. You don't need to roleplay all of that if you don't want. It's all about your preferences. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you and see you later.